We consider this world to be normal. So normal, in fact, that we always think that this is just how the world always have been. Well, it's not. Never before was a human species live in such luxurious, sophisticated, and engineered to our needs, to meet our needs as of today. Having the comfort of forgetting the hard things, such as not getting in by a tiger, by a wolf. Simply put, survival. Well, even though we live in such a luxurious life, compared to the 99% of the human history, we still face one particular problem, and that is mental illness. World Health Organization says that 1 in every 8 people in the whole world live with mental illness and don't even have a clue about it. Even you may have mental illness and don't have a clue about it. Even I may have it. Bro, that's so crazy. Well, just wait until I tell you that stress also makes you fat. Haha. Well, firstly, let's tackle the first question, and that is, why is it only humans that suffer from mental illness? Why is it not pandas? Why is it not jellyfish? Well, let's go back to 50 years, 100 years, 1,000 years, 270,000 years ago. Back then, humans don't face a mental problem. They face a physical problem, such as to hunt gazelle for the family to eat, to run away from tigers so they don't get killed, to find a suitable cave so that the whole family can rest for the night. Well, what does that information have to do with anything? Well, it can answer the question that we have been mining on, and that is, how does human have mental illness in the first place? And that is because we simply don't die from those problems anymore because we have them already solved. We live in a society now that is secure. We don't have to worry about being poisoned, being eaten by a tiger. Yeah? So, in 1943, US psychologist Malcolm says that Abraham Malcolm, not Abraham Malcolm, Abraham Maslow, I'm sorry, Maslow published a paper called A Theory of Human Motivation, which says that humans always have 5 needs, and it comes in a particular order. On the bottom, we have the basic needs, which consists of 2 needs, and that is the physiological needs, which is the most basic needs, such as water, food, sex, uh, excretion, and so on. And on top of that, we have the safety needs, which is the need to feel secure, to feel safe. And on the middle, we have love and belonging needs and esteem needs. Love and belonging, which is the need to have the sense of connection, to be in a relationship, to be in a family. And esteem needs It's just the need of having a recognition, a standing, just to be someone in a group. And lastly, on the top, we have the self actualization need, which is the need of achieving one's potential, to achieve one's, to achieve, to be able to be the most of one's life. And and what I'm trying to focus on the speech is the self actualization need, which is the need that is considered by many to be hard to be fulfilled. For the longest time, our sympathetic nervous system, which is the nervous system that fires off when we face a threat or danger, that will fire the fight or flight system in our body to fight off those problems. Those sympathetic nervous system only fires back then when we fires a certain danger. For instance, like running away from a tiger, for killing snakes, and it's usually meant to be to fire only in a certain period of time, a short period of time actually. Compared to us now, we simply just overdo it. We stress too much. We stress for a long period of time. Like, we stress about many things: paying mortgages, paying the credit card bills for the end of the month, how to get the promotion on the work. Well, that really is the cause of the rise of mental illness in this modern era of human species. Yeah, that's pretty depressing. Now we know that that is the cause of the rise of mental illness. But what does that have to do with stress makes you fat that I told you guys earlier? Well, when humans faces a threat or danger, the brain sends signals to the body that is like an alarm that re- that that the body responds in sending a surge of hormones, namely adrenaline and cortisol. Adrenaline, which is the hormone that responsible for increasing your heart rate and blood pressure, and cortisol, on the other hand, is responsible for producing, not producing, for breaking down glucose in your body and letting it flow to your bloodstream, either by breaking down the glucose in your liver or by breaking down proteins, which is your muscle tissue. That's quite bad. Picture this. You've you are wandering in the woods, and then suddenly you've encountered a tiger that is hungry and trying to eat you. Well, you run from your life. Not from your life, for your life. You run for your life. You ran as fast as you could. Your body releases adrenaline. It raises up your temperature. It raises up your heart rate. It makes your muscle twitch fast. You run as fast as you could. And you finally get to the safe place. And that's where the cortisol part plays. And that's where cortisol plays its part. It will it will send signal to the body to send a lot of sugar to the bloodstream by breaking down the glucose. And by doing so, it just prepares for the worst case scenario. It prepares by preparing the body with the sugar that is maintained in the bloodstream. So that if whatever danger appears again, you can always just run for it. Like 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, it's no problem for humans back then. Compared to now, compared to me, a human from this modern era, it's the end of the month. I'm stressing about I'm stressing about paying mortgages, paying credit card bills, how to get to that promotion. What do I do? Do I hike 5 miles away? Do I swim? No. I just stand here talking to camera, standing there crying in the corner. That's the difference. And that really sends weird signals to the body. The body will think, wow, there's just so much sugar in the bloodstream. But why is the human not using the energy? Ah, it must be that the human have eaten a meal. Have eaten a meal. Yep, that's what your brain thinks. And so it will release insulin. And what does insulin do? And what do insulin do? It will take off the sugars that is in your bloodstream and store it as a fat. So that answered the question of why stress, which is the condition that will push the production of cortisol, and it will lead to the state of storing fat. So being stressed is literally making you fat. So if you've ever been stressed, if you've ever feeling stressed, just think for a moment. You're not being chased by a tiger. Just take a deep breath and relax for a little bit and take things calmly and truly. Thanks for watching.